Have you ever heard of a country where a license plate can cost more than a mansion where cats ride private elevators, poodles attend Fashion Week, and poverty simply doesn't exist? Welcome to Monaco, a fairy tale kingdom smaller than New York's Central Park, but where every street smells like Chanel. Every coffee shop whispers in 4 languages, and silence is not just golden, it's mandatory. In this 12-minute journey, we'll uncover 7 jaw-dropping truths about Monaco, a place so unreal, it feels like the world's richest dream. Number 7. The country you can walk across in under an hour. Monaco is tiny. No, really tiny. Just 0.78 square miles. That's smaller than Central Park in New York, or even a standard golf course in Florida. You could walk from one end to the other in under 45 minutes, but that walk, it's unlike any stroll you've ever taken. As you step through sun-washed streets, you're not just walking, you're gliding through a world designed like a jewel box. Pastel-colored villas with curved iron balconies greet you on one side and on the other. The sparkling Mediterranean Sea, dotted with yachts so large they cast shadows on the coast. The sidewalks are so clean they shine, and even the lampposts look like they were handpicked by a royal decorator. You'll pass 10 Ferraris, 3 Bentleys, maybe a Bugatti, and F. If you look closely, you might even catch a Monegasque prince stepping out of a Rolls in a double-breasted linen suit. But don't just look at the cars, look at the license plates. Because in Monaco, the number on the plate matters more than the car itself. A simple P or 1MC can be worth over $1 million, dollars more than most homes. And they aren't just rare, they're social currency. A low-digit plate is like wearing a silent crown. Even the trees seem to be trimmed by artists. You'll walk beneath palm trees shaped like chandeliers, past flower beds arranged with precision, as if each petal was placed there on purpose. And perhaps the most surreal part, if you keep going just a little farther, you could cross the border into Italy before lunch. No passport, no traffic, just elegance on every step of the journey. Comment 7 if you'd take that walk every morning like royalty. Number 6. No taxes. No stress, just billionaires asterisk. Imagine living in a place where the government doesn't just overlook your wealth, it welcomes it with open arms. That's Monaco, a country where the phrase tax season doesn't exist. Here's Monaco's most magnetic secret: no personal income tax. That's right, 0, none, zilch, no federal forms, no accountants sweating over deductions. Which is exactly why more than a third of Monaco's residents are millionaires or billionaires. And why so many of them aren't even born here. They just moved in. In Monaco, becoming a resident means you've officially joined the world's most exclusive financial club. You can earn, invest, spend, and repeat without the taxman ever knocking. And while that may sound like a loophole, in Monaco, it's a way of life. Picture this. You wake up in your glass-walled penthouse. Perched high above Monte Carlo, the sun reflects off the harbor, where your yacht is docked right next to your neighbor's. Your accountant calls not with stress, but to remind you that once again, you owe the government nothing. Enjoy your day, but don't expect to grab a burger and fries on your way out. Monaco isn't just tax-free, it's luxury only. There are no McDonald's, no Targets, no budget supermarkets. Even your toothpaste might be tucked between La Mer face cream and imported truffle oil. Grocery stores here feel like designer boutiques. Shelves are lined with beluga, caviar, imported saffron, and $200 bottles of olive oil. There's no such thing as a quick bite. Even sandwiches are pressed with ingredients flown in from Italy, wrapped in silk-thin paper with gold print. But here's what makes it all work. Monaco doesn't flaunt it. Wealth here is quiet, intentional, graceful, no chaos, no shouting, no flashing. Discount signs, just understated richness, perfectly polished. Would you trade your taxes for truffle pasta, silk shopping bags, and million-dollar views? Comment 6 if Monaco sounds like your kind of paradise. Number 5. The pets live better than most people in Monaco. Luxury isn't just for humans. Here, even the pets live lives that would make most people jealous. Imagine a place where dogs attend fashion shows, cats ride private elevators, and parrots dine on imported fruit flown in weekly. Welcome to the pet scene of Monaco, where animals are not just companions, but aristocrats in their own right. It starts with the basics: collars, Diamond-studded leashes, hand-stitched leather from Milan. Hotel rooms. Not for you, for your dog. Yes. Many five-star hotels in Monaco offer full pet suites, complete with custom bedding, a dedicated butler, and personalized meal plans designed by pet nutritionists. And then there's Pet Fashion Week. Once a year, Monaco's waterfront turns into a runway for poodles in mini Versace and bulldogs in custom tuxedos. With real designers, flashing cameras, and velvet seatings, a show so extravagant you'd think Vogue was covering it. At luxury boutiques, pets are greeted by name. The staff knows your Shih Tzu prefers rose-scented paw wipes and your Persian cat naps only on cashmere. And yes, it's true. One Monaco resident left €10 million to their dog in a will. The dog, now a furry millionaire, has its own bank account, staff, chauffeur, and private garden estate. But perhaps the most surreal detail? There are rules for barking. Yes, dogs in high-end districts are trained to bark, no more than twice in public. Excessive noise is seen as vulgar. Even the animals here know how to behave with grace. Cats don't lie on floors. They lounge in elevated window pods with panoramic sea views. They receive weekly spa treatments, including fur brushing with gold bristle combs and paw massages using lavender oil. You think you've made it in life? Not until your poodle has its own closet, its own elevator, and its own inheritance. What would your pet wear to Monaco's Pet Fashion Week? Drop their name and fantasy outfit in the comments. Number 4. The neighborhood where silence is tucked within. Monaco's glittering borders lies a place unlike any other. A neighborhood so refined, so secretive, that even sound is considered a luxury. Welcome to Le Condiment, where silence isn't just golden, it's mandatory. Here, as your car enters the district, the rules change. All vehicles must switch to electric mode. Gas-powered engines are considered too disruptive for the tranquility curated here. You won't hear horns, you won't hear shouting. You might not hear anything at all, except the distant rustle of sea breeze through sculpted garden hedges. This is a neighborhood for the elite. Among the elite, celebrities, royalty, and global billionaires retreat here when they crave absolute peace. The villas are cloaked behind thick ivy walls, guarded not by fences, but by complete invisibility. Walking through Le Condiment feels like floating in a soundproof dream. People don't talk loudly, they gesture with grace. A nod, a smile, a raised eyebrow. Even their expressions are curated. Balconies here overlook private fountains, not roads. Gardens are designed like botanical art galleries, symmetrical, serene, untouched. There's no music, no street noise, no delivery, trucks backing into alleys. The silence is so pure, it almost feels alive, as if the stillness is watching you. Even the birds here seem to sing softer at night. The only sounds are the gentle lapping of yacht waves in the marina below, or the faint clinking of crystal glasses at a terrace dinner. And when it rains, the droplets fall like a symphony. Soft, precise, elegant. Monaco's silence isn't empty. It's full of meaning, full of class, full of intention. Some say you don't just visit Le Condiment, you get invited by wealth, reputation, or mystery. It's not for the loud, the flashy, or the curious. It's for those who know that the greatest luxury is stillness. Could you survive in a neighborhood where silence is law? Comment 4 if you'd love to live in this whispering paradise. Number 3. The most elegant weddings on earth in most parts of the world. A wedding is a celebration. In Monaco, it's a spectacle, a performance, a royal-level event where love is staged like opera, and every guest plays a part in the fantasy. Welcome to a place where weddings are not private affairs, they're public declarations of status, power, and timeless romance. Couples here don't just say, "I do." They announce their union in newspapers, in society columns, and even on the city's digital towers. Because in Monaco, love is meant to be seen, but the true magic begins long before the aisle. Many couples take part in a rare ritual known only to Monaco, the Pacte de Vie. It's not just a vow, it's a quiet promise, not just to love, but to walk through life together with grace, purpose, and shared ambition. The ceremonies are held on sun-drenched terraces, high above the harbor. The sea sparkles in the distance. The scent of white roses, thousands of them, dances through the air, and the bride, She glides down a marble staircase in custom Dior couture, diamonds winking from her veil. The groom may be in Tom Ford, his shoes handmade in Florence, his cufflinks family heirlooms from 1890. Instead of tossing rice, guests toss champagne pearls, tiny beads filled with bubbles that burst in light effervescence. Drones hover discreetly overhead, capturing cinematic shots that wouldn't look out of place in a Netflix original. The receptions are held beneath chandeliers imported from Versailles, with orchestras flown in from Vienna. The cake, sometimes 5 tiers, sometimes 10, always edible art. But what truly defines a Monaco wedding isn't the glamour, it's the ease of elegance. Nothing feels rushed, nothing is loud. Everything from the silverware to the seating chart whispers refinement. Would you get married in a place where love feels like a royal fairy tale? Comment 3 to say, I do. Number 2, license plates worth millions in most parts of the world. Cars turn heads in Monaco. It's the license plates that stop traffic. This isn't just about Lamborghinis or Rolls-Royces. Those are standard here, almost expected. What truly defines status on the streets of Monaco is what's bolted to the front and back of the car. A plate that could cost more than the car itself. Much more here, low-digit license plates are a form of social currency. The fewer the characters, the higher the price and the prestige. A plate reading simply P or 6, that could go for $7 to $14 million depending on who's bidding. Some buyers don't even care what car the plate goes on. It could be a rusty old Mini Cooper or a vintage Fiat, as long as the plate says F1 or 1MC, you're royalty. That's not an exaggeration. One such Mini Cooper bearing the plate F1 sold for over $14 million just for those 2 characters. The car itself, practically worthless. But in Monaco, plates aren't identification. Their reputation want to make an entrance at the casino. Forget the Ferrari. Park a basic sedan with a single-letter plate in front and watch heads turn like you've just walked in wearing a crown. There are whispered rumors of an underground plate trading network where collectors and billionaires quietly exchange rare numbers, not unlike fine art auctions. Some plates are family heirlooms, passed down through generations like old estates. Others are bought at secret government auctions, known only to the upper tier of society. The plates themselves are often customized, framed in platinum, detailed with gold trim, or even studded with gemstones. They're protected with bulletproof glass and anti-theft technology. Because in Monaco, stealing a plate would be like stealing someone's identity. If you could create your own luxury plate in Monaco, what would it say? Drop it in the comments and dream big. Number 1. Monaco is a real-life fairy tale. Some places are rich, some are glamorous, but Monaco feels like it was never meant to be real. When night falls, the entire principality transforms. The Mediterranean glistens like melted silver. Under the moonlight, yachts some larger than football fields glow from within, casting light across the harbor like floating palaces. The streets, impossibly quiet. You might hear the soft clip of designer heels on cobblestones, or the gentle click of a wine glass toasting in the distance. Even the footsteps here sound elegant. Walk past a stone staircase wrapped in jasmine vines, and you may catch a glimpse of a woman in Dior, strolling her toy poodle by moonlight. A violin hums from a second-story balcony, whether it's a hired musician or just someone passing the time. No one knows. The buildings flicker like candlelight dot. Every window tells a story. Silk curtains, warm fireplaces, a bottle of Bordeaux uncorked with quiet laughter in the background. In Monaco, elegance isn't an event, it's the atmosphere. It's in the way people move slowly, deliberately, like they have nothing to prove and forever to get there. It's in the perfect symmetry of a rose garden, the way gold leaf lines the ceilings of hotel lobbies, and how not even the sea dares to crash too loudly. Everything here whispers, nothing screams. Even the wealth hides beneath layers of culture, art, and time. But what makes Monaco magical isn't just the luxury, it's that the entire place feels delicately untouched, like a preserved dream, a country smaller than a square mile, yet bursting with so much beauty, secrecy, and splendor. It could have been written by a novelist. People come here for a taste of the impossible, and many never leave. Because once you've stepped into the fairy tale, why go back? If you could spend one enchanted night in Monaco, where would you go first? The opera, the harbor, or the rooftops? comment 1 and share your dream. So now you know Monaco isn't just a country, it's a lifestyle, a dream, a paradox of peace and power, a place where pets wear Prada, where time moves slower, and where even silence feels like a luxury. Item: if this enchanted kingdom surprised you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs a little magic today.